Alright people, welcome back to another video in our Mitre attack series here. Today we are going to take a look at Acquire Access T1650. So a lot of people are asking themselves, okay, how do the hackers even get in to our company? So that very first, the initial step, this is what we are going to take a look on today. Take a look at today. So it is still Sunday the 7th December, nice and early in the morning. What I decided to do today is creating all the Mitre series for the entire next week. So this will be the video for Sunday next week. And it will be the last one that I record today. And yeah, it's as usual in winter, a rainy Sunday today. So I grabbed myself coffee and started a little earlier. Now it is 10 a.m. I started at 7 a.m. I think. And it's time well spent. So let's read the Acquire Access. What is this all about? So let's switch back to reading mode like this. So adversaries may purchase or otherwise acquire an existing access to a target system or network. And that's I think the new and modern thing. You can purchase access. And I had a glimpse at the papers at the bottom. So before I do this video, I just fly over the page to get a rough overview of how much content to expect. So we don't have as much content today. This is going to be a 15-minute video, maybe 20 minutes. There was a paper, interesting one, ransomware as a service. We might read that. But yeah, this purchasing aspect, that's the interesting one. The hacker doesn't need to be capable himself. He can buy it from somebody. Yes, to gain access to a target system or network. A variety of online services and initial access brokers networks are available to sell access. And this is what I want also, initial access broker networks. I would like to check one of those out. If you have experience with that, is that in the dark web or where is it? Let me know in the comments where to look for those. Because I'm not so much into the dark web digging myself. But would be interesting to see what's the price for that even. Is it illegal to even look how much that stuff costs? Not buying it. I would assume so. But yeah. So these brokers are available to sell access to previously compromised systems. In some cases, adversary groups may form partnerships to share compromised systems with each other. Yes, that's one recommendation I give out to our clients. Do partnerships with the peers of your industry. So if you are a CISO, meet other CISOs, get access to other CISOs, get to know them, and create confidential platforms where you can exchange ideas. What security provider is doing a good job these days? What security provider shouldn't be considered these days, and so on. And then, of course, what attacks do you observe? And so here on this channel, on the cybersecurity standards, this is also one reason why I decided to go that route. I mean, you can imagine creating a YouTube channel that's not like, oh, let's become famous. That's not gonna happen. And even if this is not the reason to do that, but you want to create value for society. And in terms of the value I can create for society is my cybersecurity background, the education that at the end society paid. So the German taxpayer provided me with the ability to participate, to go to school first of all, and also to participate at university at a fairly low cost. So here in Germany, we don't have high university costs. It was like, I think it's like 1,000 bucks every year, 500 per semester, something like that. And still, you're not earning any money. Of course, you need financial support, maybe from the parents, from maybe you have to work yourself. So I had strong supports from my family during that time, and still have. But the society paid for my education, so university is way more expensive than 500 euro for one semester. It's way more expensive. So this is funded by tax money. My idea was, okay, since I had the opportunity and I was lucky in life that I had the chance to go the educational route. And this is one way to give back. So in my job, I provide value. Yes, I give back some of that what I learned to society. I advise our clients across multiple industries and different sizes of companies. I advise them on cybersecurity. But that's again for money. So I've been paid for that. So here in this YouTube, the idea is to provide content for free. And YouTube is giving, right now I'm not monetized here at all. The channel isn't big enough, but at some point you can get some monetization from YouTube back, of course. But the initial idea is always um, create value. And what we have here on this channel, to get back to this topic with form partnerships, we are a community here of people interested in cybersecurity. And that's what the spirit is all about. That's what it's all about. Form partnerships of people who contribute and who have common interests. And these videos, they can be just like a medium to talk about. Okay, so the comment section is a good way. Some of these communities, they even meet in person. So, for example, um, uh, there are other fields like Magic the Gathering, these card players. Magic the Gathering has a strong community online, but especially offline. So they have these shops, card shops, and they meet to play cards together. So they meet in person and they just share this hobby. And in cybersecurity, you have stuff like that too. You have the Chaos Computer Club. Um, these people from the Chaos Computer Club never appealed to me though. So I think this idea of forming partnerships, forming communities to exchange information, we should do that. And reading here, even on Mitre, that our adversaries do the same, that should be encouragement enough to do that. Because if adversaries team up, they increase their effectiveness against us, the guys who try to defend it. Okay, enough talk. This video is going to be longer than expected because of this little 5-minute introduction, but that's okay. Let's keep on reading. Footholds to compromised systems may take a variety of forms, such as access to planted backdoors. Okay, planted backdoors, web shell, or established access via external remote service. Yes, so the hacker compromised the system, put a backdoor in it in the software. Software is full of backdoors. And then he just sells it and he tells you, okay, that's the backdoor, and gives you an instruction how to use it. Or web shell, here some services. In some cases, access brokers will implant compromised systems with a load that can be used to install additional malware for paying customers. Yes, that's like really a professional setup as it looks like. Then, by leveraging existing access broker networks, rather than developing or obtaining their own initial access capabilities, an adversary can potentially reduce the resources required to gain a foothold on a target network and focus their efforts on further stages of compromise. This is called outsourcing, by the way. This is what companies do too. If they don't want to do IT, they outsource IT and then they focus solely on, I don't know, selling flowers. And Same here. The adversary might be not an expert at initial access, but he might be an expert later on in the exfiltration phase, in the action and objective phase. So they do outsourcing as well. Then adversaries may prioritize acquiring access to systems that have been determined to lack security monitoring and that have high privileges, or systems that belong to organizations in a particular sector. Yeah, so this allows them to choose, okay? Then in some cases, purchasing access to an organization sector, such as IT contracting, software development, or telecommunications, may allow an adversary to compromise additional victims via trusted relationship. This is the stuff we are going to take a look at. Trusted relationship here. That's another technique. Then we have all of that stuff. So I'm just going to mark it. And let's mark that like this. It's a bit lazier, but it's working. So these are all techniques: factor authentication, interception, supply chain compromise. This is what happens when you when a provider gets compromised. Obviously, all of the clients of that provider will be compromised too, potentially. Note, while this technique is distinct from other behavior such as purchase, technical data, and credentials, they may often be used in conjunction, especially where the acquired foothold requires valid accounts. Good point. So here again, we have a lot of techniques to go through. This and the famous valid accounts. So I will keep it for a later point, because valid accounts is one that I remember well from my daily job, but some years ago now. Okay, then let's look at the right side. So this technique that we just read, acquire access, it doesn't have sub-techniques. The kill chain step, the tactic, is resource development. If I look at the Mitre tag kill chain, resource development comes right after reconnaissance. So it's fairly early in the kill chain. So during this week, we had a lot of capturing audio, capturing video, which is fairly at the end of the kill chain. It's exfiltration, capturing the screenshots, the screen of the opponent, and screenshots as well, clipboard data. So this is all in the end of the kill chain. So for this last video of the week, I would like to just get a little bit back to the beginning of the kill chain. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, what else do we see? We have some contributors here. Nice. So Jeffrey Barto, Jeremy Kennelly. And remember, people, you want to read your name one day as well on this list. Feel free to contribute to Mitre. I'm not familiar with the process myself yet, how to contribute, but it's certainly possible. Alright, this was a lot to read for the moment, but now we get to a fairly quick part. So we are in editing mode again, and we can put procedure examples. There's only one: mitigation and detection strategy. It fits on one screen like this. And references we have also not so many. So my idea is then, let's do this a little smaller here. In reading mode you will see something. Let's put the references then as well on that page, so that we not create artificially many PowerPoint slides here. So let's see. And this can go up a little bit. There is a bit space, and like this. And this is the last page for today's video. Let's go back to the reading mode here. Alright, so first let's see who's using that stuff. And they have only one group mentioned, no software. But okay, purchasing stuff. I'm a bit surprised about that page. So purchasing exploits. I can't imagine that only the Medusa group is doing that, right? So it might be worth digging into that a little bit deeper, and that might be an opportunity to extend that really nice summary that these contributors did, but there's room for expanding it, I think. Well, let's see. Medusa Group has purchased user credentials and other sensitive data from initial access brokers, and they have the sources. I can imagine that it's hard to find credible sources for the purchasing of certain hacker activities. How does that even come to the public, this information? But yeah, Medusa Group. And let's see, mitigations, pre-compromise. This technique cannot be easily mitigated with preventive controls, and that's absolutely right, because this is, I mean, how can you prevent, you as a company, how can you prevent that people are selling access to your company? Not really. You can prevent them from gaining access, but that's other techniques. Once it's on the market, can't do much. Then, detection strategy. Before even reading this, I would think it's something with threat intelligence, where you scan the black market for what is sold right now and try to find your company name. But what do they write? Much of this takes place outside of visibility of target organization, yes, making detection difficult for defenders. Detection efforts may be focused on related stages of the adversary lifecycle. They don't talk about the kill chain for some reason, but okay. So they call it adversary lifecycle. Interesting. I think I read the word for the first time, but yes, adversary lifecycle is a generic way to call it. Kill chain is always linked to Lockheed Martin, and if for some reason you don't want to have that link, military and so on, you might speak about the life cycle instead. I prefer to call the things by the name that the industry commonly gives them. Okay, so I don't prefer military as well, but I mean, Lockheed Martin invented the kill chain. You gotta give him credit for that. And if you really dislike them, why don't you invent, or if I dislike them, why don't I invent a concept that is better in some way than the kill chain? Maybe simpler to understand, maybe more meaningful in the practical world, but I don't see potential for that, and even I don't see the necessity for that. So, but yeah, adversary lifecycle, good new vocabulary. And here also they don't point out threat intelligence. So here I would say threat intelligence can help here. This is just my idea here, but let's write it here. Threat intelligence. The words doesn't look right, but it is okay. Then let's take a look at the references. Microsoft again, CrowdStrike. Okay, let's not mark them down. Brian Krebs again. So those are some checkpoint. Yes. Intel 471. That's interesting. So they're all interesting, but this I haven't seen for a while. This number 471, whatever it means, but this is like the Intel hacker division or so. They are like security guys, but serious security guys. I remember that. And it's pretty recent, so they are still active. Nice. So you have some groups with a certain number. Now look out for those. Palo Alto Group 82, I think is called. Palo Alto Group 42 would be straight. There's a Palo Alto hacker division as well. Ethical hacking, okay? They are not criminals. They try to understand how hacks work, and they have good professionals inside. But yeah. So far so good, people. Let's see what we accomplish in this quick video. It's 20 minutes, but 5 minutes of that was talk about everything and nothing. So what did we learn about Acquire Access T1650? We got a good understanding what it is. So buying access, acquire, buy stuff. We know that It's in the resource development tactic, fairly early in the kill chain. It has no sub-techniques, but that's okay. So we understand what it is. We learn the connection to other techniques that we are going to take a look at: valid accounts, supply chain compromise. And finally, on this page, we understand that what procedures are there. Medusa group, we learned that there might be more groups out there. There might be more groups. So potential for research, let's put it here. For further research, question mark. So it might be interesting to find more software or whatever. We learned that mitigation do not really exist. And when you want to detect that stuff, well, it also says not really possible. Our idea here is use threat intelligence. And we took a look at the common actors in the research field on that topic. So far so good. I hope you liked that video. Let me know in the comments what you think. And as usual, thank you for watching. Thank you for spending time on cybersecurity. And see you in the next video then. Goodbye.